She sold it all. She had only one choice left. At 17, Greta stepped off the bus in Manila with nothing but a small suitcase and hope in her eyes. The city hummed loud and fast, but she told herself she would keep up. By day, she stood behind the glass display of Sweet Crust Bakery, dusting powdered sugar over cupcakes and arranging warm loaves of bread. "Careful, Greta, you're moving too quickly again," her boss, ailing Mila, would say gently. "You'll tire yourself out before noon." Greta would smile softly, wiping flour from her cheek. "I'm fine, Po. Every extra peso helps." When the sun set, she changed into simple black clothes and walked to a quiet lounge club nearby. She served drinks and helped tidy tables, never drawing more attention than she had to. Still, heads turned whenever she passed. "Let me buy you a drink, beautiful." One man would lean in, his voice thick with charm. "I can make your life easier." Another would slip an envelope onto her tray. "Just meet me after your shift. You won't regret it." Greta would hand back the envelope politely, but firmly. "Thank you, sir, but I work for what I have. I don't need anything extra." She knew what they saw. A young girl far from home, easy to charm. But Greta had learned early, flattery paid no bills, and soft words faded faster than morning mist. Then one rainy night, he walked in. He wore a plain shirt and worn jeans, nothing like the flashy men who usually lingered there. He sat alone at the corner table, tapping a quiet rhythm on the wood with his fingers. Someone whispered that it was Andrew, the rapper everyone played on the radio. When Greta brought his drink, he looked up and smiled like he was just an ordinary boy. "You look tired," he said simply. "Take a minute to breathe." No one had ever said that to her. They talked that night about his music, about her dreams, about the homes they'd left behind. He didn't shower her with gifts or empty promises. He listened, and for the first time in years, Greta let herself believe that maybe she'd found someone who saw her, not just her face, but her heart. "Greta," he told her one evening, his hand resting lightly on hers, "I don't want to be just another voice around you. I want to be the one you come home to." She thought it was true love. When she found out she was carrying his child, she held the small test in trembling hands, hopeful that he would stand with her. She went to him, her voice soft but steady. "Andrew, I'm pregnant." His face changed. The warmth drained away, replaced by cold silence. I can't do this right now," he said, stepping back. "My career, people will talk. You understand, don't you?" "Is that all you have to say?" Greta asked, her throat tight. He turned away. "I'm sorry. I can't be part of this." He never called again, never sent a message, never came back. Greta sat alone that night, tears falling onto her hands. But she did not go looking for him. Her pride was not arrogance. It was the quiet vow she'd made to herself long ago. She would never beg anyone to stay. When ailing Mila found her wiping her eyes behind the bakery counter, she wrapped an arm around her. "You don't have to carry this alone, Anak." Greta straightened her apron, wiping her face with the back of her hand. "I know, but I will carry it with my head held high. He made his choice, and I'll make mine." She kept working. Morning after morning, she rose before the sun, even when her feet ached and her belly began to show. She arranged cakes and counted coins, saving every peso for the little life growing inside her. At night, she served drinks with the same quiet grace, and when men tried to win her over with sweet words once more, she only smiled and shook her head. "Not anymore," she would say gently. "My heart is busy loving someone else now." Each day grew harder, but each day she grew stronger. She walked through the streets of Manila with her shoulders straight, dreaming not of the man who left her, but of the child who would soon hold her hand, and of the life she would build, all on her own. When the little boy let out his first strong cry in the hospital ward, Greta held him close, and for the first time in months, her tears were only of pure joy. She traced the soft curve of his cheek, whispering the name she'd kept in her heart all along. "Gabriel? I'll name you Gabriel, after your Lolo, My father. From the moment he came into her arms, every shadow in her life seemed to fade. Every ache in her body had a purpose now. Every long, tiring shift had a reward waiting for her at home. His tiny smile, his warm fingers wrapping around her thumb, the sound of her name falling from his little lips. Greta doubled her hours at work. She showed up at the bakery before dawn to knead dough and set out fresh loaves, and stayed late to scrub counters and fold boxes for extra pay. On her days off, she took small cake orders from neighbors, carrying heavy batter and stacked pans up and down narrow alley stairs. One evening, her best friend Angie caught her leaning against a wall, rubbing her aching back, and pulled her aside. "Greta, look at you. You're wearing yourself thin like old cloth," Angie said, her voice tight with worry. "Who will take care of Gabriel if you fall ill? You have to rest, even just a little." Greta gave her a tired but gentle smile, wiping flour from her cheek. "I can't stop yet, Ange. Every peso I earn goes toward his milk, his clothes, his schooling someday. I have no one else to carry this for us." "Then let me help carry it with you," Angie insisted. "But please, take care of yourself. You are all he has." Greta nodded, but she did not slow down. Days later, she woke up shivering, heat burning through her bones, her throat raw and scratchy. But she wrapped a thick shawl around herself, kissed Gabriel's forehead as he slept in their neighbor's care, and stepped out the door. When she walked into the bakery, Aling Mila gasped and pressed a hand to her forehead. "Child, you're burning up. Go home at once. We can manage here." "I'm fine, Po," Greta said, gripping the edge of the counter to steady herself. "Just a little fever. It will pass." She worked through the dizziness, swallowing hard every time her vision blurred. When night came, she dragged herself to the lounge and only sat down for a minute when no one was watching. Every time she felt like giving up, she pictured Gabriel's face, and she stood up straight again. "I will not break," she told herself. "Not until I have given him everything he deserves." Men still turned wherever she went. Some were kind, some were wealthy, and some even told her they would love Gabriel as their own. One man waited for her after her shift, holding a bouquet of flowers. "Greta, let me take care of you both. You don't need to work this hard anymore." She handed the flowers back gently but firmly. "Thank you, sir, but I've learned that pretty words and easy promises often come with a price I cannot pay. My heart belongs only to my son now, and I will not risk getting hurt again and dragging him into it too." Another offered her a better life, a nice house, everything money could buy. Greta only shook her head. "I built what I have with my own hands. I will not trade my peace for comfort. Gabriel deserves a mother who stands strong, not one who begs for someone else's love." Years rolled by, and Gabriel grew into a boy with quiet courage and a kind heart, just like his mother. When other children teased him for not having a father, he did not hang his head. He stood tall and said, "My mother is enough for me. She is the bravest person I know." One afternoon, Greta watched him carry a heavy sack of rice all the way home for their elderly neighbor. His small shoulders squared with effort. When he set it down and ran back to her, wiping sweat from his brow, he beamed. "Mama, I helped Mrs. Reyes, just like you help everyone else." Greta knelt down, brushing his messy hair back from his face. "You did very well, Anak. Always be kind, and never be afraid to stand on your own." Gabriel nodded firmly, his eyes shining. "I will, Mama. When I grow up, I'll work too. Then you won't have to carry heavy things anymore. I'll carry them for you." But as Gabriel grew older, Greta began to notice quiet, unsettling changes that made her chest ache with dread. He was still the same lively, brave boy, running errands, helping neighbors, laughing loud and bright, yet the healthy glow faded fast from his face. Even after playing only a little while, his skin would turn pale as blank paper, though he would insist he felt perfectly fine. "Why are you sitting down already, Anak? You're not tired, are you?" Greta would ask, dabbing his forehead with a handkerchief. Gabriel would jump up at once, forcing a grin. "I'm not tired, Mama. I was just resting my legs for a second. Until one afternoon, he did not get up again. He collapsed on their way home from school, and Greta ran with him in her arms, screaming for help, until they reached the hospital. The doctor shook his head slowly after running all the initial tests. I cannot tell you exactly what is wrong yet, Greta. The results do not clearly point to any one illness. We will keep him here for now and run more tests. Greta thought it was only a bad sickness that would pass in a few days. But barely 5 days after he was sent home, Gabriel woke up crying, clutching his head in his chest, too weak to even stand. And once more, Greta brought him to the hospital. Then the next week, and the week after that. Soon, the hospital became a place they knew better than their own small home. Every medicine, every lab test, every day of confinement ate up every peso she had worked so hard to save. She took every extra shift, sold the only nice necklace she owned, and went without meals so Gabriel would have enough fruits and vitamins. Still, it was never enough. One night, Angie found her sitting on the hospital corridor floor, her head resting on her knees. You haven't eaten all day, Greta. Here, at least take this bread, Angie whispered, pressing food into her hand. Why do you carry this all alone? Greta looked up, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. I don't have much to give, Ange. I work as hard as I can, but what I have is never enough for what he needs. It hurts so much to see him suffer, and I can do nothing but watch. When everyone else had gone home and the ward fell quiet, Greta would kneel beside Gabriel's bed. She would hold his small hand tight, and the strength she had held up all day would finally crumble. Tears fell silently on their joined hands as she prayed, over and over again, her voice trembling but full of faith. Please, heal my son. I ask for nothing else. Take all I have. Take all my strength. Just let him be well again. Please give him back his health. She would wipe her eyes dry before Gabriel woke and smile brightly when he opened his eyes. But deep in her heart, fear weighed heavier than any load she had ever carried before. The bills piled up faster than she could ever earn. Every confinement, every test, every vial of medicine emptied her pockets until there was nothing left. Greta sold every single thing she had ever called hers. Her mother's pearl earrings, the small wooden cabinet she had saved up for a whole year to buy, even the sturdy shoes she wore to work every day. She kept only Gabriel's clothes, his favorite well-worn blanket, and the old photo of her father tucked close inside her shirt. One afternoon, she went to a woman she had worked with before, hoping to borrow even just a few hundred pesos for Gabriel's antibiotics. Please, Adi, just until I get paid next week, Greta pleaded, her voice soft but shaking. Gabriel needs it so badly. The woman looked away, shaking her head firmly. I'm sorry, Greta. You still haven't paid what you borrowed last month, or the month before that. I can't keep lending you anything anymore. I have my own family to feed. She went to another friend, then a former coworker, then even the kind baker who had given her extra bread before. One by one, every door closed. Those who used to smile at her now turned their backs. No one wanted to lend to someone who already owed so much, who had nothing left to give in return. That night, Greta sat beside Gabriel's thin mattress in their small rented room. The only light came from a flickering candle. Gabriel was asleep, his breathing quiet and shallow, his small hand warm in hers. She had nothing left to sell, no one left to ask for help. All the strength she had held onto for so long finally crumbled. She buried her face in the edge of his blanket, sobbing silently so she would not wake him. Her shoulders shook with every quiet cry, and she whispered brokenly into the dark, Lord, what else can I do? I gave every peso, every possession, every hour of my sleep. I have nothing left to give. Please, don't take him away from me. He is all I have left in this world. When her tears slowed, she brushed the hair back from Gabriel's pale forehead, her fingers trembling. Mama will find a way, Anak. I promise you, I will never let anything happen to you. But as she looked around their almost empty room, at the bare walls and the worn-out floor, she did not know where to turn or what more she could possibly do. Desperation had pushed Greta to a place she never thought she would go. An elderly, wealthy man who had long known of her hardship approached her with a cold, clear offer. A large sum of money, enough to cover Gabriel's bills and medication for months, in exchange for spending one night with him. Greta's hands shook as she listened. Every part of her screamed no. She had guarded herself, her dignity, and her heart all these years. But then, she thought of Gabriel's pale face, of the doctors saying treatment could no longer be delayed, and of the fact that she had absolutely nothing left. That night, she whispered through tears, "Forgive me, Gabriel. Mama will do anything just to keep you here." She met with the man, agreed to his terms, and arranged the time and place. The next afternoon, she dressed in her nicest, well-worn clothes, clutching the handkerchief her mother had given her, and walked toward the meeting spot. Her steps felt heavy, as if she were leaving a part of herself behind with every step, until a familiar voice stopped her cold. "Greta? Is that really you?" She turned, and her breath caught. Standing there was Lando, her childhood friend from their hometown, the boy who used to walk her home from school and share his lunch with her. "Lando, what are you doing here?" she asked, her voice cracking. "I came to Manila for work a few months ago," he said, stepping closer, his eyes filled with concern. "But look at you, you're shaking and you've been crying. What's wrong? Tell me, Greta." All the strength she had held onto crumbled right there. She told him everything. Coming to Manila to find work, Andrew leaving her when she became pregnant, Gabriel's mysterious illness, selling everything she owned, being turned away by everyone she asked for help, and finally, the terrible choice she had made that day. She sobbed into her hands, ashamed and broken. Lando wrapped his arms around her gently, holding her tight as she cried. "Hush now. You don't have to do that. You will never have to sell yourself or your pride for anything ever again. I will take care of everything." Without another word, he went straight to the hospital with her. He walked up to Gabriel's bed, smiled softly, and said, "Hello there, little one. I'm Lando, an old friend of your mama's. I'm here to help you get strong again." Gabriel looked up at him with big, tired eyes. "Really? Then Mama won't cry anymore?" "Never again," Lando promised, his voice steady and sure. That same day, Lando settled every bill that had piled up. He paid for all the tests, the proper medication, and the best care Gabriel could receive. Greta could only watch, tears streaming down her face, as all the worry that had weighed her down for so long began to lift. As days turned into weeks, Lando visited them every single day. He brought food, helped Greta care for Gabriel, and even sat by the bed to tell them stories from their hometown. Gabriel grew very fond of him quickly. He would wait by the door every afternoon just to see Lando walk in. Greta watched them and realized that the small crush she had on Lando when they were young had never really gone away. It had only lain dormant, waiting for the right time to resurface. So when Lando took her hand one evening and asked, "Greta, may I court you properly? I want to take care of both of you for as long as I live," she did not hesitate for even a second. "Yes, Lando, yes," she whispered, smiling through happy tears. They grew closer with every passing day, healing, loving, and building a life together. Before long, they stood before their family and friends and exchanged vows, promising to carry every joy and every burden as one. Gabriel, now growing stronger and healthier, held their hands and beamed. He finally had a whole family. Moral lesson: a mother's love is one of the strongest forces in the world, one that will brave any storm and make any sacrifice just to keep her child safe. But no matter how heavy our burdens may be, we are never truly meant to carry them all alone. True love and kindness ask for nothing in return. They come when we least expect them, to remind us that after every long night of tears, there will always be a bright new day waiting to dawn. Did you love today's story? Then don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with all your friends and family, and most of all, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.
I'll be back with more awesome stories tomorrow. Can't wait to see you then.